In a world full of noise, clarity matters. Stories shape us, ideas challenge us. An honest dialogue moves us forward.
The 2026 Mid-Year Budget Review. I am Kemini Amano. If you've been with us since 6 a.m. today, you're welcome back to the coverage of the Budget Review. In a tad, we'll connect with reporters on the ground, including Parliament, where the action will take place. Christian Yale and a host of correspondents are on the ground there. Here in the studio, we'll bring you conversations, we'll bring you the facts and figures as far as the half year of 2026 is concerned. Let me quickly introduce my guest in the studio with me just before we hit the road again. Very close to me is Dr. Eric Boakye-Yiadom. He's a senior fellow at the Africa Policy Lens. Next to him is Charles Kusi Appiah-Kubi, Executive Secretary of the Ashanti Business Owners Association. And then Dennis Brown, an Associate Director, Strategy and Transaction at Deloitte. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this coverage. We'll quickly get into conversation because we know that we are hitting the 2 p.m. mark when the finance minister is expected to make his presentation in Parliament. So I'll start off with you, Dr. Boakye-Yiadom. Everybody's been talking about the expectations for today's mid-year presentation. There are those who suspect that there will not be need for extra financing of government activities. Talk to us about what your view is as far as the half year is concerned.
Two quick things. Number one, I would want to see us moving from stabilization to job creation. That measure seems to be missing. You see the indicators in a way point to the fact that we are out of the challenges as we used to be some time ago.
Right.
Inflation, exchange rate, and all that. But when you look at the job creation or the employment bit of it, we are not doing so well. For example, if we look at 2024, when we had just come out of COVID, the unemployment levels were around about 13.5%. Post-COVID, unemployment is about 13%. So we are generally around the same region. If we come down to youth unemployment, it has actually surged up. Youth employment, that is people below 25, 24 and downwards. It has moved from 32% to about 32.6%. So a lot of our young people are not getting jobs. But we say that the economy, we are picking up. So how do we close the nexus? And the average school-going age in the university, they graduate around 23, 22. So you come out of school and there's nothing there's no job. Then we also have a category of people who are into what we call vulnerable employment. They are not happy with what they are doing. That is also in the region of about 20%. So generally, there should be a connection between what we're experiencing as an economy and in terms of job creation. Then I'd also want to see how the close-up in the revenue shortfalls. In the first quarter, revenue shortfalls was in the region of about 2.7 billion Ghana cedis. That the way that we are collecting revenue, to finance some of these developmental drive is not really living up to expectation. And one critical point is the oil revenue. I think government was too optimistic in pegging the oil revenue. And if we read the budget in table 15, in the composite budget, as compared to when you check table 50, they give the revenue, the oil revenue in dollars. Then in the appendix, they state it in cedis. When you calculate the exchange rate, they use 13.8 Ghana cedis as the exchange rate.
Right.
So why should you be so ambitious of thinking that your exchange rate will be 13.8 when currently, when we started the year, we were doing around 10. So you have overly stated your revenue, which generally you know you are not going to get it. And also about the fact that the yield or the volumes are not living up to expectations. So I think government was generally optimistic in terms of revenue generation, and we expect that some of the figures will be revised.
I see. I'll come back to you and take you up on some of the things that you've mentioned, but let's take initial comments also from Charles, because the Ashanti Business Association in particular has raised a number of concerns in this half year 2026. Right. And some of your concerns have bordered around customs and the cost of doing business and the likes. Going into the presentation, what do you hope to see?
All right, thank you, and good afternoon to your viewers. Javier, we've seen some great numbers. If you compare it to the projected target for 2026, I'll look at few economic indicators like inflation. Government was targeting 8% or plus, 2 minus percentage. We are doing about 5.3%, which is very important to us as businesses. What's reduction in inflation due to the ordinary Ghanaian is safeguard your disposable income, and as businesses, it's also protect our working capital. And that has been very successful because they've been able to manage our forex. You see, as traders and businesses, our biggest backbone is forex because of the environment we find ourselves.
And in the half year, would you say that you've had some stability?
Oh, yes. When we saw dollar or forex coming down, our challenge was how will it be stable for us to be able to plan into the future?
Right.
And we can all attest to the fact that for about a year now, at least we can project our next business plan in the next 3 months because of stability. And that has also bring some level of safeguard into our business environment. What it does is that it also, when forex goes down and our city outperform forex, what it does is also reduces inflation naturally. And when inflation is down, then Bank of Ghana have no other option to also review policy rates.
Right.
So over the period, we realize that Bank of Ghana have kept policy rate within 14%. And the positive effect is that Ghana reference rate also have come down within the range of 10%. Now it's about 10.59%. GRR, that's the Ghana reference rate, is a benchmark that banks also look at to lend to businesses. So if we're having a benchmark of about 10.59%, and banks have to add their risk premium even about 2%, that means that if your business is good, you should be lending from the bank within the range of 12 to 13%, which is a good indicator in terms of creating an environment for business to grow. Our concern, however, was that...
I thought you were going to say it's reduced, but it's still high.
No,
for
it's
businesses.
reduced. It's reduced, but it's so high. Like the Olivers, we always ask for more.
Right.
Differently. You see, however, posting these positive indicators, it's not the panacea to the challenges within the business environment. You realize that from March, government introduced the AI Publican, which also offshoots cost of importing.
Right.
Of course, this also comes on plan because we never anticipated that government